Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for joining me today and watching this video. Today what I'm going to be looking at and celebrating is a phenomenon that happens a lot but we don't acknowledge it. It's called a solar eclipse, and this is one that's pretty exciting because it's a solar eclipse of a new moon. Now, eclipses happen a lot more than what we think they do. It's just that they happen at night and we don't see them. They're not as impactful. During the day, when we have an eclipse and the moon passes in front of the sun, it blocks out that light. However, at nighttime, it is not so physically or optically impactful. In December, we are looking at having a solar eclipse, but more importantly, we're having a solar eclipse of the new moon. Both of them have fantastic energies in themselves, and combined, it really harnesses those new beginnings and exciting new shifts that can occur. Now, many times the solar eclipse can actually bring about sudden changes that are kind of abrupt and jolting. And in other occasions, they can kind of speed up inevitable outcomes. The solar eclipse really kind of gives us a kick in the butt. It kind of reminds me, the solar eclipse really equates to me in my mind like the tower. In tarot, the tower talks about those sudden abrupt changes that we have no control over. In a way, we have that same kind of energy, except it's a little bit more nurturing, and it occurs over a couple of nights other than a sudden wham right in your face. So I created this spread to really embrace and reflect on those changes that the solar eclipse can help us with. We do need to shift. We're always in that constant evolutionary change. It's when we become stagnant that these shifts are more jolting and the tower feels more abrupt. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through this spread in a group reading so you can see how the new moon's solar eclipse is going to impact you. I do have a link below to this spread, so should you want to try this out at home, you'll have a reference point to gain guidance from. Alright, my friends, now in this spread I am going to be using the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's an amazing fun deck, and I thought it was really fun for this event. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, we've got jumpers. I love jumpers. We're going to start off on question 1. What new beginnings does the solar eclipse bring me? We've got more jumpers. Oh yeah. Okay. It's fun when we have jumpers. Alright. So the solar eclipse is not just bringing one. And I like this when this happens because you'll see spreads online or in Pinterest or wherever, and they have one card. That means we're doing a one card draw. We draw one single card. When half the deck jumps out, that's your card. So one of the first two, if you will, piles, we had two kind of separate table thunks, if you will. The first one, the sun. That really brings that joy and loving energy to this solar eclipse. We're really going to see a shift that's going to help us raise our vibration and really enjoy what's going on in our lives right now. With the sun, and the sun being the 19th card in the major arcana, jump the star. Another major arcana. That star really connects into our hopes and dreams. It also connects into our connection to Gaia and to the universe, balancing ourselves out. So we're starting to see some balance and harmony, which is kind of fitting as the solar eclipse is happening on Boxing Day. So we're still in that seasonal joy of love and harmony. With it, the second group that jumped out, the Queen of Pentacles. She's that nurturing divine energy, that motherly, earthy energy that's going to really encourage us during this solar eclipse to embrace that nurturing, loving element within. The reason I know that it's an inner piece that we need to start to heal and work on is because with the Queen, jump the Three of Swords. That emotional heartache and pain. The Queen can really help us overcome that. So can the Sun And when we focus in on that hopes and dreams of the star and bring about balance in our lives, that's when we're going to be able to overcome that pain and heartache. Let's go on to question 2. What guidance does the solar eclipse have for me? And that's the 3 of Cups. That supportive and nurturing community where there's no leader, no followers, just love, companionship, and support. This card can also represent that goddess aspect, that triple aspect self of the maid, the mother, and the crone. So really working with your connections and your support system. And it's not just your support system here on earth. You have that support system in your higher vibrational beings, in your astral family, in your passed on loved ones. There is a lot of energy and support really embracing you. And it's that support that will help you overcome those challenges, but it'll also help you release some of that heartache and pain. Let's go to the 3rd question. What support does the solar eclipse offer me? And that's the 4 of Cups. Now 4s are all about that foundation and structure. Now the 4 of Cups talks about kind of a frustrated, bored energy with what you have in life. These 3 cups really represent what we have. And there's nothing wrong with what we have. It's very stable, it's structurally sound, it's functional. The universe is willing to offer us the Holy Grail. And what the solar eclipse is going to help us figure out is this Holy Grail. We're looking at that guidance piece. It goes back into that connection and into what it is we're going to need for the future. Now we have a number of 3s and they're very linear. 3 of Cups here, 3 swords, and 3 cups. When you're looking at that multiple 3 in angel messages, it's telling you that something close to your heart needs to be expressed. And that's true. We really need to release these 3 swords. They're really close to our heart, let's be honest. Once we release them, we're going to find that there's even more. It's not going to be that emotional burden. It's going to be more passion and creative based. All right, let's go on to the 4th question. What abrupt shifts does the solar eclipse bring me? The Queen of Wands. She is that feminine energy connected into the wand, that passion and determination center. And the abrupt shift, depending on how much you've connected in to this passion-centered energy, will depend on how much of that abruptness you're going to feel. If you've managed to really embrace your passions and start to implement them and utilize them in your everyday, this shift is going to be very gentle. You're going to notice it as kind of a little wave. However, if you've been avoiding this energy and you're not really connecting into that passion-centered creativity where those pieces and aspects of your life that really create joy and happiness when you start to participate in them, if you've been avoiding them, this is going to come down and that dragon is really going to start to nip at your heels. We need to be more passion-focused, focusing in on what makes us happy, those creative endeavors. Now, it does not need to be fine arts or musically inclined. This is about pieces that will help you express what's close to your heart, those emotions, those feelings, in a way that is creative for you. And creativity is vast and broad. It has nothing to do with arts and crafts, and it has nothing to do with fine arts. It is an expression modality, and that's what we need to be focusing in on here. All right, let's go to question 5. How will this sudden shift impact me? The 8 of Cups. When we're looking at focusing in on our passions, When we are passion-based, it's very easy to start to dive in and find more similar skills and abilities. This journey inwards becomes easier. The path becomes paved rather than all cobbly and rough. So this journey inwards, because this is just the tip of the iceberg, we're really kind of tipping things over. This journey inwards is necessary. However, again, depending on how much we've embraced her or resisted her, will depend on how easy or how hard this inner journey becomes. Let's look at the 6th question. What is the possible outcome? Oh, got a jump already. For what the solar eclipse is offering me. The first one. The 4th card in the major arcana, the Emperor. The solar eclipse is offering more stability and support. The Emperor is that father figure. He provides for his family and his clan, his people, but he offers that stability and support. He's the 4th card, and in tarot, 4 is a stable and structural number. So we're looking at an outcome when we start to release some of this built up emotion. We're going to start to see clearer into what it is we're supposed to do. And that Queen is just going to help ignite our passions, which is going to bring in more stability in our lives. And then the Ace of Pentacles. With that stability, we are looking at abundance and growth. The Ace of Pentacles always looks at that growth aspect, and in many cases, that financial prosperity. Let's look at the 7th question. How can I encourage this shift and new beginning? The Knight of Swords. Knights are that adolescent, no fear energy. The sword's about truth and knowledge. Basically, taking your sword of truth and knowledge and not being afraid to touch these emotions. A lot of times our ego and our self, we recoil when it comes to those harder emotions, those heartaches, those losses, those fears and pains. Not being afraid to go into those inner journeys. Using that courage and determination of the Knight to really be able to find out more about yourself and more about who you truly are, which really ignites the star and really will help you gain more clarity and focus on those hopes and dreams. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you were able to gain some insight and direction into what the new moon solar eclipse will offer you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. If you've seen my past videos, you know that I'm not just a tarot reader. I bring in a lot more elements and dynamics to it. And also, I'm a fluid poster, which means I don't have a specific date or time where I post my videos. So the best way to stay connected into all this amazing insight, direction, and healing that the high vibrational beings are offering us is through subscribing to my channel and hitting that little red bell. And also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. And in some of the tiers, the perks are private readings with myself. I've provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my friends.